Workers United will never be defeated! The Workers United will never be defeated! Es súper, escucha, estamos en la lucha!
We started negotiations back in September of 2013. Each of these 14 individuals stepped up to the plate and volunteered to be put on this committee as the spokespeople for their stores to get their brothers and sisters organized to the point where we've been very, very successful on many aspects of the negotiations.
The workers in the Union of Superstores are not just fighting for themselves and a better contract and a better way of living. They're also fighting for those workers that are in those non-union stores. So it's not just a fight for them, it's a fight for everyone.
It's amazing how strong and unified these 14 members have stayed during a lot of ups and downs in the negotiations, especially as the company has really tried to single them out in many cases, not treated them with the kind of respect and dignity that we think all super members should be treated with.
They've worked really, really hard through, I think, tremendous pressure that they've had, from their store managers, their supervisors, and they've continued to stand strong for over a year and really doing it for their coworkers.
There's no doubt in my mind that All Super understands that there is a lot of employees who have really come a long way towards understanding what the union is all about, and it's really been in many ways as a result of individuals who decided to stand up and be heard.
One example of how really hard these committee members have worked over the past 11 months was when we had asked them to provide pledge cards of support from their customers.
Our bargaining committee had collected them all. We had over 8,000 of them, and we brought them to the bargaining table. And at one point during the negotiations, we said to the company spokespeople, the El Super Committee has something to present to you. We brought them in, and they all started stacking up on the table these pledge cards. And you can imagine what it looked like. It was 8,000 of these cards. And all of the union people who were in the negotiation were standing around the table with our cameras and our phones taking pictures. And the company just got so bent out of shape. They were just so outraged that we would be taking pictures of a presentation like this. And Kathy and I got called to the side by the attorney and said, you need to delete all of those pictures. We never gave our permission.
They insisted that we delete all the pictures that included any of them in it. And ultimately, we did delete all the pictures. Well, maybe not all the pictures.
We said to them afterwards, aren't you going to take all these support cards? Because we specifically wanted them to take them back to show really that we had gotten all these signed. And they said, well, how are we going to carry them? So we gave them all these UFCW bags, and they're carrying them out of the building in UFCW shopping bags.
These are people, in my eyes, that are heroes. They have been able to stand up, and they've been able to come together, even though at the beginning they weren't quite sure how this was all going to happen. And I call them heroes because they've been doing this since September. And basically, they've still stood strong, and they've come together. They've formed this unity between them of all the locals together. And it's just shown that nobody else deserves this but this group. This group has, they're heroes.
I don't know if this is going to work. Okay. So, muy gracias por la oportunidad de trabajar con el comité del Super. Se han mantenido fuertes durante las negociaciones. Son el ejemplo de lo que es merecen esta